My community, what's good? We here. What up? Today we are going to talk about my experience on reality TV. What's good? Yo, shit was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, shit was crazy. Okay, so for the record, up until like Pop the Balloon, I had no idea what TV was about. Camera, lights, action, that's not me. I'm a dentist, right? I interact with patients on a daily basis. That's how I am known. Me and my cousin were sitting on the couch on a random Tuesday night, I think it was. He got a DM from one of his homies, hey, I'm doing this reality show. You wanna come be in it? He looked at me. I said, sure, okay, why not? I get there, there's balloons everywhere. And I'm thinking it's somebody's birthday. Then they tell me this is Pop the Balloon, Find Love or something. And the girls came out, we popping the balloons, I'm giving them my 2 cents. And the next day, I wake up and my DMs, maybe not the next day, but the next day after it dropped, my DMs went crazy. My phone's blowing up, Kai Sanat's reviewing me, going crazy. Everybody's in an uproar. I wasn't ready for it. I'm not gonna lie. Emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, I was ill prepared. I would have had this YouTube channel years ago if I would have known, but you don't know. So my message to you is be careful what you become famous for, because what you become famous for is what is gonna draw people to you. Look, people said all kinds of things on the internet based off of what I said on that show. And a common question I get, well, two common questions I get is, one, did you and the girl end up getting together? And the answer to that is no, we didn't end up getting together. We're great friends. She's super cool. All the love to her. But the second question I get is that really who you are? Were those 10-second snippets or that 15 minutes of whatever, is that who you are? And whenever I get this question, I contemplate because, yeah, it is who I am. Duh. But does every person I meet get that version of me? Of course not. And which led me down another rabbit hole. No one gets the same version of me all the time. And while reality TV is real, it's not authentic. Now, could I have been a little bit more pandering to her? Maybe my tone of voice could have been different. Maybe I could have not said some of the things I said, but no, I stand behind everything I said and everything that I did on the show. But everybody gets a different version of me. My patients get a different version of me. My family gets a different version of me. And it's not that I am, well, each version that I am, like with my mom, with my dad, with my brothers, with my sister, with my family, with my friends, colleagues, acquaintances on the street, I am authentic. They are getting the real version of me. And it's not to say all of those relationships are smooth and harmonious all the time. Sometimes there's some discord. And it's because of my concerted effort to be as authentic as possible is why it's uncomfortable. We're human. We're not perfect. I don't care what you say. Being nice is a manipulation. That's why nice guys finish last. They don't finish last because they're too nice. They finish last because women can see that they're being manipulated, and that's bullshit. I'm not a nice guy. I'm kind, I'm compassionate, I'm thoughtful, but I'm not nice. I don't care what you think of me all the time. I'm not going to sit up here and say I don't care what people think of me, obviously, but I am not moving in my life and dictating my actions based on how other people will feel about me. Obviously, you want to be respectful, you want to be kind, you want to be thoughtful. All of those things are important. But if you have a situation in your life where you feel like you need to get this other person to like you in order for you to feel satisfied, you're going to lose every time. And when I got on that show and I was speaking my mind, I did not care what they thought of me. Now, I will say that there was a price to pay, right? I hadn't received that much hate ever in my life, and I was surprised by it. Surprised, but also I understood that when people watched the show, they got triggered because, well, it was harsh. It's hard. It's harsh. It's hard to hear the truth. And if you're not accustomed to hearing the truth and accepting accountability for said truth, then you're going to reject it. And let's be real, most of the hate came in the comments. And if you've been in anybody's comments on the internet, you're always going to find a little bit of hate. So hopefully you were able to watch Pop the Balloon and feel inspired. Hopefully you were able to watch Pop the Balloon and be reminded of your power. To remind yourself that it doesn't matter what people think. It really only matters what people do. So, as you're moving through the dating field, as you're finding yourself, as you're working with the sexual marketplace, remind yourself that you don't need to be anything for anyone. Here's a perfect example. Men love to say, "Baby, I wish you would just love me for me." Nigga, please. No one is gonna love you for you but you. Men don't get that luxury. Kids, dogs, the elderly, these are people, and women for the most part, these are people who get loved for who they are. Men, we get love and respect from what we do and who we help, which is why being of service is important. A lot of men forget that just because you have the six-pack, the six-figure job, the six whatever, I don't even fucking remember all the things, but just because you have that doesn't mean you're good. One of my mentors, man, shout out Orion Taraban, Dr. Orion Taraban. These are what he calls proxies. And these are things that men think that if they get, then they're automatically going to be good with women, and that's just not true. So, you want to be grounded in who you are, because when you make it, when people start to recognize you, you're going to feel this pull to want to please them. And that is the quickest way to being labeled a nice guy, which I've already said. Bullshit. Nice guys are full of shit. They're trying to manipulate you so they can have a pleasant experience. It's not just nice guys, just nice people everywhere. I mean, it's good to be nice, but be nice in situations like in line at a Starbucks with strangers, right? Like, be nice. But with your boss, be nice, but also be honest with the people in your life. With your spouse, with your kids, be real. Don't get me wrong, being nice has its place. But if you're finding that as your default mode, then you need to check yourself, because you may be struggling with a level of authenticity that can only be solved with digging up your childhood wounds, rearranging the relationships in your life, and starting again. Man, reality TV is crazy. I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. My time with Queen's Court didn't get quite the buzz that Pop the Balloon got, but it's out there. Had a great time with the queens. And one thing I realized is that reality TV, it's TV, television programming. So there is a skit, a storyline that doesn't necessarily need to follow, but there are themes and underlying ideologies that are pushed with programming that are definitely important to the storyline with reality TV. So being authentic is hard on reality TV because you don't get to decide what the storyline is. The production managers, the directors, the executives, they decide what's being pushed out. And if you're not on that, then you get pushed to the side. So be careful how you get famous. That's all I'm saying. And be grounded in yourself when you do, because I know there are a lot of people in Hollywood who have lost themselves in it. And the recovery after you've already lost yourself is even harder. So before you start the journey, know yourself, learn yourself, love yourself. I'm gonna stop here. We got some things going. I'm excited. Thank you for being here. If you made it this far to the video, like, share, and subscribe. I know there's someone that you know who wants to hear this, needs to hear this. But until next time, I'm out.